this will just be nice and relaxing. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started with a passive yin-like posture. We'll use a blanket. We're going to bring kind of, people call it like cheerleader legs. I don't know. It's one leg parallel. Let's start with the left leg parallel to the top of the mat, and then the right shin parallel to the side of the mat. So then you'll just bring a blanket either perpendicular up against this left hip, just perpendicular to the body, or diagonal facing just back in space. And then you'll bring the hands, frame the blanket here, and then walk yourself all the way down so that you come down onto the chest, all the way down onto the belly. So you have an option, choose whichever cheek to come down onto. If you want to bring it into a deeper twist, you can gaze back behind you and just let the cheek rest. So this is a gentle posture in yin called deer, and so it might kind of feel like that with your limbs all over the place here. But we're really just getting into some twists in tonight's practice, and so twists are always associated with more heat building classes, but tonight I'd like to move into a slower experience with twists so that we're just getting things going on our digestive organs and just moving energy in the body and the low belly. So if you notice, if you're starting on the left cheek and this doesn't feel like enough, then maybe turn the body a little bit more and come down onto the right cheek. That's just going to deepen the twist. So you'll feel this through the spine, but also maybe down toward the hips. And see if you can drop the weight in the legs. So let the legs be heavy. They don't need to be in any perfect algorithm here for the legs. They just hang out. The weight drops into the mat. See if you can soften the belly, letting go of any held tension from the day. And then begin to notice how you're feeling in your physical body. So we're starting with a yin-like posture just to prepare ourselves to move through these gentle, flowing, slower flowing practice of gentle twists and opening the hamstrings and the IT band, getting into the legs. So just notice how you feel here. Noticing if you have any tightness in the spine and the chest, maybe up toward the cervical spine or the neck. And then begin to check in with how the breath feels in your body. So notice the breath as you inhale. Where does it go in the body? Without altering anything, just noticing how the breath enters and exits the nostrils. Notice if there's anywhere else in the body that you can soften, maybe the jaw. So the jaw and the hips are interconnected. Usually if we have a tight jaw, we have a tight hip, and vice versa. So just explore, maybe open the mouth wide, and take a nice yawn, loosening up the jaw. And then we'll begin to deepen the connection with the breath. So as you inhale, fill the belly and fill the chest, let the whole back body balloon. And as you exhale, let it out the mouth. Take a deep breath in, fill the belly, the whole back body like a balloon. And exhale, release out the mouth. Pressing the breath out. Inhale one more time, fill up the belly. And exhale. This time, take a deep breath in, belly rises. Open the chest with that inhalation. And then exhale out the nose with that same intensity, that same purpose behind the breath. Just continue to follow that breath cycle in and out. It doesn't need to be fast. It doesn't need to move in any particular way. Just notice if you can bring the breath into the chest, the belly, and the back. And then beginning to deepen even further this connection working with our Ujjayi breath, that pranayama technique in yoga where we just restrict or constrict those muscles at the back of the throat to create that deep resonance as you inhale and exhale through the nostrils. So it's that HA sound, that ocean-like breath, stimulating the vagus nerve that travels throughout the entire body. We're going to take an additional 5 breaths here. Notice if you want to go a little deeper, maybe turn onto the cheek that faces backwards, or if you're already there, maybe just sink in a little deeper, allowing every exhalation to just carry the chest down toward the earth. Taking this time to fully surrender, letting go. Every inhalation an opportunity to invite that fresh breath, circulating new oxygen in the body. And every exhalation an opportunity to release, letting go of something that's no longer needed. Take one more deep breath in. A full breath out. Slowly take your time. Bring the chin back to center first, and then gently walk the hands back up. Plant the hands back behind you and bring the feet out in front. We're just going to windshield the knees from left to right. Just softening up that hip connection. Maybe even squeeze the shoulder blades together so you can open the collarbones here. Spreading the chest. And maybe one more time in each direction. And then we're switching sides. We're bringing that right shin parallel to the top of our mat. Left shin parallel to the side of our mat, and switch the blanket. Bring it off to the right hip, and it can either be perpendicular to the body, or if you feel like you want a little bit of a deeper twist, angling it back in space. Walk the fingertips to frame, and then slowly begin to come down all the way onto the chest or the belly. So if you're at home and you have a bolster, that's a great option as well. The blanket is a little bit of a deeper version of the twist here. So you'll notice you can either come down onto the right cheek, or maybe for a deeper twist, come down onto the left. I'll let you know when it's halfway if you want to start on one cheek and then move to the other. If you're doing that, then start on the right cheek and then move to the left. Otherwise, just exploring how best it feels in your body. Once more, let's soften into the muscles, the joints, the fleshy part of the glutes, the hips, the hamstrings, just becoming heavier down into the earth and letting the legs just take up that gravity and melt towards the earth. Coming back to that breath, if we've lost that connection, diving into that connection once more. So beginning to deepen the breath into the low belly, focusing on the back body being like a balloon. So as you inhale, we're filling the balloon up to capacity. And as you exhale, you're just gently releasing all of that breath out, navel to spine. Inhaling, belly rises, chest opens, back body fills. Exhale, bring it all out, navel to spine, to press the breath out the body. And just continue with this sense of breath here. Maybe connecting to something, why you're here on your mat. So why you've decided to roll out your mat if you're at home or in this space. Just notice what's the intention behind the practice. So intention is often a buzzword in the yoga community and beyond, but we can kind of take up just a simple, why did we decide to practice? And just allow that to guide us through the rest of the time we have together. Every posture we take up, really allowing integrity to be withheld as we move through gentle flowing postures, connecting back to not only the breath, but the reason behind the practice for you this evening. If you haven't, maybe close the eyes and allow yourself to soften into the internal landscape of the body. And if you started off on that right cheek, we're about halfway there. So if you want to turn over onto the opposite cheek to deepen the twist, now is a great time to do that. Coming to the senses in the body, noticing the sounds in the room, noticing the feeling of sensation in the posture, noticing the clothing on your body, maybe the warmth, the chill, depending on how you feel. Every inhalation, ballooning the back body, all the way down to the lumbar, to that connection in the hip. And we'll take another 5 cycles of breath here. Just taking your own time to count the breath in and out. Seeing if you can elongate and hold equal power to the inhalation and the exhalation. Take another deep breath in. A full breath out. Stay for one more big breath in. A full exhalation, releasing anything. And slowly begin to bring the chin back to center, to press into the palms and arrive up in your seated posture. Take time to get there. Then bring the palms back behind you. Bring the feet in front. And we'll just, one more time, windshield wipe the knees from side to side. You can take the feet really wide. That's going to feel nice on that connection in the hip. Just noticing, maybe begin to open the chest, spreading the collarbone. And one more time on each side. And we'll move through a couple more seated postures before moving into more of a flow. So we're going to come into, we have 2 options for this. Your blocks might come in handy, so if you want to grab your blocks, some of us might need them, some of us might not. So we have an option. We're going to start in either double pigeon or cross-legged. So I'll show double pigeon first. We're going to bring the right shin under the left. And so if you're like me and you have a little bit of space in between, then a block can be really nice. If you have, this is not going to work out for you, I have a solution. We're just going to come into left shin in front of right shin. So we're seated, and that's fine. And if your knees are still really high up, you can even just bring one block under each knee. And this is just to access the left hip, so having that left shin in front. If you're taking double pigeon, then you're stacking left shin on top. From here, we're going to reach the arms up to the sky. Inhale, take a big breath in, interlace the fingers, and flip the palms up. Take another breath in, look up, open the chest. Exhale, press the palms forward and round chin to chest. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, round chin to chest. Really press the palms forward. We'll do this 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale, round. These are taking place for our cat-cows. Inhale, open the heart. These gentle spinal undulations. Exhale, round. Let's take it one more time. Inhale. Exhale, round. This time, inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. And exhale, flick the hands apart and let them travel down toward the side body. Inhale, arms to the sky, look up. Mini sun salutation. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll just do that again. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last time, inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands come to heart, and we begin to hinge forward. So you can bring elbows to the tops of the knees, or you can even extend the arms out. Maybe bring a block under the forehead or forehead to the earth. Or maybe you're all the way up here. That's okay too. So we want to feel this access, this opening in the left outer hip region. Press the hips back in space. So don't lift the hips too high up. We want to find both sit bones rooting. So notice where you're feeling that sensation. If you're taking double pigeon, then you might feel a lot more going on in the hip area. And maybe you don't come down as far. So be gentle with yourself. So for most of us, we try to do too much. That's not only in our yoga practice, but in our daily life. We have high expectations for ourselves. And so we really need to take some time to slow it down sometimes. So that's where this practice comes in, the slow, intentional flow. It's mindful movement. So just notice if there's that edge that you're pressing past. Maybe just back off just a little bit. Every exhalation, allow the chest to melt a little bit deeper. Even if that means rounding in the upper spine, that's okay. Maybe you're feeling sensation in the low back, opening the low back, decompressing the spine. We're here for another 3 rounds of breath. Let this feel good in your body. We're going to take one more breath in, balloon the back body as you inhale, and allow the exhalation to melt, and slowly walk the fingertips back towards you. So for those of us that have left shin in front or left shin on top, we're just going to reach the leg out, left leg out, right foot into the inner left thigh. Taking Janu Shirshasana, or a variation to begin. So the block might come in handy once more here. So we have a couple options. You can bring the forearm just to rest on the top of the block. If you have the ability to, bring the forearm down to the inside of the leg. So we're just trying to access the side body here. It's not about grabbing the toes. So inhale, reach that right arm up to the sky. And then arc the side body long. So notice, some of us could probably touch the toes, but we begin to collapse in the chest and the side body. So keep lifting and begin to maybe even look up. If that's a little bit too much on the neck, then you can just keep the neck at neutral. So see if that forearm connection, even to the inside of the knee, so you're pressing the knee into the arm and the arm into the knee for that resistance. Now think of the rib cage as a fan. So you could fan the rib cage open. One of those handheld fans. As you fan the rib cage open, turn the chest up. You might even bring the hand down to the chest to open the chest a little bit more toward the sky and then re-extend. We're going to take an additional 3 breaths here. Ground down. Flex through those left toes so you can reach them back toward the shin. Next inhalation, fill up the side body. Stay for your out breath. Big inhale, rise up. Reach through the fingertips. Square the hips so that they're facing this left leg, and exhale, fold forward. So taking another variation of Janu Shirshasana here, you can grab onto the foot, the ankle, the shin, or plant the hands and fold forward. So it might be helpful to have a block if you want to rest your forehead, or you can stay lifted long with the chest. You can cross opposite wrists here. You can even place a block on the back side of your foot if you want to go a little deeper, if you have extra space. Really, the idea here is just to begin to open that right lower lumbar, in addition to all of those connecting muscles, in addition to the back of the hamstring on this left side, just opening the body up. Taking another 1 deep breath in. Exhale fully, and inhale, rise up. We're going to plant the right hand back behind us. Come to stand on this right knee and lift the left arm up to the sky. So just a gentle relief here from all those sitting postures. Begin to make circles with that left arm. So exploring the tissues here in the chest and the lungs. Take another deep breath in, circle the arm. And exhale, slowly release back down. We're going to just take that right shin in front of left now, or right shin on top if you're taking double pigeon. Find both sit bones, flex the foot. So one of the sides is probably a little bit more open than the other. So you might notice this side's a little bit more closed off than the other, or vice versa. From here, inhale the arms up to the sky, interlace the fingers, and point the hands up towards the ceiling. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, round. Really get the chin in and press the palms away. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, round. And just one more time here, inhaling. And exhale, press into the palms, spread the shoulder blades. Inhale, rise. And exhale, flick the hands and let them fall down by the sides. Inhale, arms to the sky, look up. Exhale, hands to heart. Those mini Surya Namaskar. Inhale, arms to the sky, look up. Exhale, hands to heart. Grounding down through the sit bones. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. This time we'll fold forward, so you have the option to bring elbows to the knees or continue the journey all the way forward into your forward fold. Focusing on that outer right hip this time and that sensation we have there, maybe in the low back as well. But really seeking that opening in the outer right hip. Notice if there's anywhere in your body that you're beginning to clench, maybe the hands, maybe the jaw, maybe the shoulders. Soften the shoulders down. Picture the shoulders being ice and they're just melting into water. And the water into gas, just dissolving all of that sensation, tension in the upper shoulders and the neck. Taking an additional 3 breaths here. Every exhalation, just melting the chest a little deeper. Coming back to the why behind your practice. What does it mean for you to be here on your mat? Take another breath in, full breath out, and then slowly walk the fingertips back up. Lift the chest. And you're taking that right leg out long. Left sole of the foot all the way into the inner thigh. If the knee is really high up off the mat, then place a block. Otherwise, if the knee's down, that's okay. So from here, we're going to take the arm to the inside. So use that block if you need it. Forearm to the inside of the right leg, and then left arm up and over. Palm begins to face down and reach way over the body. So not paying attention to those right toes, not paying attention to like having to get somewhere. We're just simply here, nothing to achieve. We're just opening the side body. Every inhalation, really focus on getting those left ribs expanding. You might feel some sensation low back, opening there with the breath as well. Take another deep breath in, open. A full breath out. And inhale. Lift the arms up. Frame this right leg and exhale, fold forward. So you might bring the chest all the way forward. You might cross at the wrists. You might be somewhere at the shin or the ankle. Wherever you are, keep drawing the chest towards the knee. Flex the toes back towards the body. So notice if you're trying to go somewhere with this posture, just allow this to feel good. Like gravity's on your team here and you're just both working for the common goal of just releasing some of this tension we built up in our day. Still angling that left hip forward, right hip back. So notice what it feels like to engage with that. Take one more deep breath in, a full breath out. And then inhale, gently rise up. Plant the left hand behind you. Come to stand on the left knee and press the mat away from you. Lifting that right arm up. Begin to make circles with the arm. Just opening into the shoulder. Take another deep breath in. And exhale, slowly release down onto your seat. We'll take both soles of the feet together for our last seated posture. Interlacing the fingers for Baddha Konasana on the outer edges of the toes. Allow the feet to root down, the sit bones to root down, and inhale the heart up. Exhale, reach the chest forward. So however forward it can go. Maybe bring the elbows to the outsides of the shins. And we're really looking for that heart to foot connection. So oftentimes people will just bring the forehead down, and that's not really getting into where we're trying to access here. So even if you're up here, that's great. Just stay. You can bring the elbows to press the shins down if that's helpful. Pressing the knees apart. And we're staying for 5, 4, 3, 2. One more big breath in. Exhale fully. And inhale, come back up. Bring the knees out in front of you. We're going to take one reverse tabletop. Bring the hands back behind you. Plant into the feet and inhale, lift the hips so that the knees stack over the ankles, the shoulders over the wrists, and the hips are elevated here. So you can even gaze down at the belly, or if you want to, you can even open the neck, open the throat, and allow the head to drift back. Whichever variation works best, keep lifting the hips up. Just moving some of that energy. We're building and opening in the lower regions of the body. Take another breath in. And exhale slowly. Release. Cross at the shins. We're going to rock over to find all fours. So we will be coming down on the back knees for a few rounds. So if you want to bring a blanket under the knees to set yourself up before we move, that can be nice. Just having a little less tension on the knees. And finding all fours, bringing the knees on the blanket if you're utilizing that blanket, and set yourself up with the blocks at the top of your mat. Plant it through the palms, untuck the toes. We're just going to take 3 rounds of cat-cow here, exploring where we've already been. Inhale, drop the belly, reach the heart forward, open the collarbones. Exhale, round, chin to chest, tucking the tail, really pressing into the palms. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round. Last time, inhale. And exhale, round. Inhale, come to neutral. Tuck all 10 toes under and exhale straight up and back into your downward facing dog. Bending into one knee and then the other. Exploring some space here. Just whatever movement feels good, maybe shifting the hips side to side. Just notice what feels good for you here. I'm going to stay for a few more rounds of breath. See if you can spread the fingertips wide, index and thumb really grounding down into the mat. On an inhale, come up onto the toes. On an exhale, bend the knees and begin to baby step to the top of your mat, crossing that blanket, coming all the way to the top of your mat. Inhale, come halfway up, reach through the crown. Exhale, forward fold. Allow the head to be heavy. Bend into the knees, grab opposite elbows, and let yourself hang. Breathing here. Maybe shaking the head yes and no. Maybe shaking the torso side to side. Take another breath in. Another breath out. Let go of the hands. Bend the knees deeper. And inhale, roll the spine up to stand. Head coming up last. Stacking vertebra by vertebra. Arms an extension of the spine. Inhale. And exhale, hands to heart center. Just building off of those mini sun salutations. Inhale, look up, palms touch. Exhale, dive forward like a swan dive and fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold, bend the knees deep, and inhale, roll the spine up to stand, stacking vertebra. Arms an extension of the spine, reach up. Exhale, dive forward, heart leads the way, tilt the sit bones high. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, inhale, roll the spine up to stand. Really allowing that traction to take place, head up last, inhale, arms to the sky. And exhale, last time we'll dive forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, active forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to stand. And exhale, bring the hands to heart. We're going to release the palms, setting ourselves up in just Tadasana here. So mountain pose. Bring the shoulders all the way up to the ears. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, drop them back and down, squeezing the shoulder blades. Twice more, inhaling. And exhaling. One more time, inhale. And exhale. This time, inhale straight up. Just let them drop. Inhale. Inhale. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands back behind you. Interlace all 10 fingers, knuckles down. Inhale, heart up. Exhale, tilt the sit bones high. Heart leads the way, forward fold. Just allowing gravity to take over here with the arms. Now notice if you're holding your weight in the heels, can you find all 4 corners of the feet? So maybe rock back and forth until you find that support through all 4 corners. Take another breath in. And exhale, just release the fingertips to the earth. Inhale, come halfway up. And exhale, step the right foot back. Coming down on the back knee, untucking the back toes, and inhaling up for Anjaneyasana. So here's where that blanket will come in handy for the knee. Reach the arms up to the sky. We're just starting off here in our Anjaneyasana. Bring the palms to touch. Interlace, release index and thumb. Squeeze the inner thighs together. So that's going to support you without going too far in. So notice that connection where you're squeezing the thighs together as you're lunging forward, creating this crescent moon shape in the back body. Soften the shoulders, down away from the ears. Take another breath in. And exhale, hands come down. Grab onto your blocks. Straighten the front leg. So the blocks can be whatever height works best. So if you want it on the lowest or the highest or somewhere in between. Stacking this right hip over the knee. So draw the right hip forward, left hip back in space. Bring the pinky toe back towards the shin. So that's where we're going to find that connection to the IT band as we're opening up the calf and the hamstring. Reaching the crown of the head forward on every inhalation for length in the spine. And melting the chest down on every exhalation, continuing that squaring evenness of the hips. Just taking a few more breaths here. Just opening up into the leg. Allowing this to feel really good, to just loosen up the tightness that we carry in the calves and the hamstrings. Take another breath in. A full breath out. And then inhale, halfway lift. Bring your right hand to the block. You might lift the block up to the medium or highest height. And then keeping this left leg straight, the right palm down, lift the left arm up toward the sky. So this is where we're going to deepen that IT band stretch. So you're feeling this on the outer edge of the leg all the way up toward the hip. Gaze can travel up toward that top hand. So this is also taking a lot of balance. So if you're struggling with balance, just gaze down at the mat. That's going to help. Keep drawing that pinky toe back toward the shin. Open the chest more. Take another breath in. And exhale, release. Find both hands on the block. We're going to bend that front knee. So you might have to wiggle the toes back. Keeping the right hand down once more. Inhale, left arm to the sky. This time just with that front knee bent. And if you want to lunge all the way forward, that's great. If you want to stay stacked here, either way works. We're just kind of opening up into our first active twist here. Now from here, begin to reach those left fingertips back and down, and right hand all the way up to the sky. So reaching the right hand all the way up, we're gazing open, opening the chest, but we're still in the twist here. So the twist is taking place as we're opening the chest, a slight back bend as we're lunging and connecting to the quadriceps. Take another deep breath in. Open the chest. Exhale, bring the elbow to the outside of the knee. Bring the hands to join for that revolved twist here. So keeping that back knee down. Just finding the heart opening to the palms, sinking the hips forward. Now we're going to move the intensity up just a little bit. Tuck the back toes under and lift the back knee up. Keeping that strength in the back of the knees so it's lifting all the way up toward the ceiling. Open the heart more. Gaze out and away. Open the chest. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, slowly release that back knee. Unwind. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands back to the blocks. Re-straighten this front leg. And bring the hands to the outside of the leg. Deepening the IT band here. Drawing that right hip forward, left hip back. Just melting the chest. So you might notice we're connecting back to that same idea that we were in our first posture in deer pose. So that same gentle twist here, we're just upping the intensity a little bit. Working with the muscles in the back of the leg. Take another breath in. A full breath out. And inhale, walk the blocks back. Begin to bend that front knee. Tuck the back toes under. Inhale, runner's lunge, reach the heart forward. Then straighten the front leg and half hop the back foot in. Point those right toes out. Stay on 2 separate tracks here, pyramid pose. So begin to melt over this front leg. So we were in Ardha Hanumanasana, those half splits earlier, and we're just kind of taking it up a little bit more, going up into this standing version in pyramid pose. So we're drawing that right hip forward, left hip back. Notice that experience. Notice if that deepens that intensity in the outer edge of the leg. Press into the back heel. Now with the left hand, bring your block on the outer edge of the foot up to its highest height, just to start there. Then we're going to bring the left hand to the hip and press the hip back in space. Bring the right hand to the block on the outer edge of the foot. Twist the chest open. Reach the arm up to the sky. Revolved Trikonasana here. Revolved triangle pose. So very deep twist. Every exhalation, see if you can draw the navel into the spine and twist a little deeper. See if you can draw that left shoulder down and away from the ear. Maybe you gaze up toward that top palm if you feel balanced. Keep drawing that left hip back, right hip forward. Take another breath in. And exhale, begin to unwind. Bring both hands to the block at the medium or lowest setting. Taking runner's lunge, inhale, reach the heart forward. Release the blocks. And exhale, step into your downward facing dog, hips high. Inhale, reach the right leg up to the sky and bend the knee and stack the hips open. Reach the kneecap up. Let this feel good on the lower body, the hips. Take some circles as big as you can in one direction. And then moving in the other direction. And square off the hips. Reach the leg up to the sky. And step the foot between the hands. Dropping down onto that back knee. Untucking the back toes. And reaching the arms up to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Reach the arms up, look up between the palms, interlace, release index and thumb. Squeeze the inner thighs together as you reach the chest forward and up. Take another breath in and exhale, hands release down onto the blocks. Straighten the front leg, hips back. You might have to inch the heel forward. And we're taking Ardha Hanumanasana, half split here. Folding over this front right leg. Drawing the right pinky toe toward the shin, flexing the toes up toward the ceiling. Now check in with the hips. Draw that left hip forward, right hip back in space. Stay with your breath. Bringing back that imagery of the balloon. Take another breath in, another breath out. Now bring the right hand onto the block. You might bring it up a level or two, and then reach the right arm up to the sky. Left hand down, right arm up. Draw that left hip forward, right hip back. So a lot of balancing going on here as we're getting that deepening of the twist, deepening of the stretch in the leg. Driving that pinky toe back, maybe opening the gaze up. Take another breath in And exhale, release the hand to the block. Rebend this front knee. Tuck the back toes. Just going to take a gentle twist here. Reach the right arm back up to the sky. Open the chest. So use the belly to twist here. Take a deep breath in, reach high. Exhale, release the hand back and down that back leg. As you do so, begin to reach the left arm up toward the sky. Coming into this exalted Anjaneyasana. Open the chest. So we're here in a twist, we're here in a back bend. Really focusing on the twist variation though. Squeeze the inner thighs together for balance. Take another breath in. And exhale, release the hands down. Oh, actually, I forgot a step here. So we're going to find ourselves right back in that. We're going to find ourselves right back in that to step into the next posture. So we're going to bring the elbow to the outside of the knee and then hands to heart center revolved here in our Anjaneyasana. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Press into the palms deep in the twist. So even though this is a slow moving practice, we're still working with really powerful asanas, really powerful postures. Tuck the back toes under and begin to lift the back knee up. Keeping that right hip down. Taking 3 more breaths here. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, release that back knee. Unwind, bring the hands to the blocks. One more time, straightening this front leg. From here, walk the blocks or the hands to the outer edge of the leg. So we're twisting here, getting into the IT band. Now, we're not going to get much out of it if we don't draw the hips towards square. So really focus on drawing that left hip forward, right hip back. Drawing that right pinky toe back towards the shin. Every exhalation, see if you can melt a little deeper. Take another inhalation, a full breath out, and then walk the blocks back. Frame the front foot, runner's lunge, bend the front knee, tuck the back toes under, inhale, and begin to straighten that front leg. Half hop the back foot in, point those left toes out, and fold. Pyramid pose, head heavy, neck long, folding over this front leg. Same idea, square the hips, right hip back, left hip forward. Now staying here with the feet, just bringing that right hand to the block on the outer right edge of the foot and bringing it up to the top or middle setting. And then bring the right hand to the right hip crease and send the right hip back. So we're preparing for that revolved Trikonasana. Bring the left hand to the block and open the chest all the way to the right. Still drawing that right hip back. I would say that this is one of the most challenging postures for me. And the only way to get through it is to just stay with the breath. Hug the navel in, open the chest. Notice what this posture has to offer. Press into that back heel. Take another breath in. And then exhale, release. Coming into that runner's lunge. Inhale, reach the heart forward. And exhale, step that back foot forward and fold top of the mat. Inhale, come halfway up. And exhale, peace fingers to big toes. Just interlocking there at the big toes. Forward fold, drawing the elbows out and allowing this to feel good. Every exhalation, just allow thoughts to fall off the top of the crown of the head as if you were a giant ice cream cone melting in the sun. The top of the head just falling towards the earth. Take another breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, come halfway up, release the bind. Exhale, plant the fingertips, step the right foot all the way back. Open up into your warrior two stance and windmill the arms up to stand. Reaching the arms in opposite directions. Now straighten that front leg and reach the left arm up and back. Inhale, a reverse triangle. Take another breath in. And then exhale, keep the legs as they are. Reach that left arm forward. Bring the hips back and hinge Trikonasana. So we've already been in revolved Trikonasana. We've already been in revolved triangle. So a block might come in handy. Or you can bring fingertips to the shin, the earth, or a block. And bring the gaze all the way up toward that hand. So right now we're peeling the mat apart with the feet. And we're also finding length from palm to palm, opening the chest. From crown of the head to the tail. Tuck the hip, tuck that left hip under, stacking the hips open. On your inhalation, use that top arm to rise up to stand. And turn the toes to the long side of your mat. Bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold, hinging forward. You can bring a stack of the blocks to rest the forehead or allow the head to hang heavy, whichever variation works best. If you're letting the head hang heavy, you might walk the fingertips back towards that back edge of the long side of your mat. Tilting the sit bones high. A way to do this, foolproof way, is to engage the thighs, lifting the kneecaps so that the sit bones tilt to the sky. Finding 2 more rounds of breath here. One more inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, walk the hands underneath your shoulders. Begin to walk the hands all the way to that back of your mat. Begin to bend that back knee. Point those right toes out, heel in, Skandasana. Lifting those right toes up to the sky. So for some of us, we'll keep the hands on the mat for support. If you want to go further, you can bring the hands to heart. And gaze up. So this could be a gentle twist in and of itself. If you'd like to twist here, you can reach the fingertips down and arm up to the sky. Also, option to bind if you want to bring the hands back behind and interlace the fingers. Otherwise, this is just fine, reaching the arms out long. Take another breath in. And exhale, release the hands down to the mat. Walk it back forward into that warrior two stance with the feet. And we're going to bring the hands into downward facing dog at a diagonal. So the feet are in warrior two. Front heel to back arch alignment, planting the palms at a diagonal into a downward dog with the arms. So it's deep hip opening on this left outer hip. Just stretching out through the entire body, reaching through the palms, framing the ears with the arms. Take another breath in. Full breath out. And then inhale, walk the hands back into the inside of the foot. Keep the feet in warrior two. Find your block, bring it to the inside of the foot, place the left palm down. Inhale, right arm up and over, extended side angle. So this is similar to where we were in our Janu Shirshasana at the beginning of class. Bring that palm face down, reaching up and overhead, so towards the front of the room, so we're opening those side ribs and expanding. Turn the chest up. Take another breath in. And exhale, release the hands to the inside of the foot. And step up into our Malasana. So we're going to walk the foot out, left toes out to the outer edge. Step up, drop the hips down, bring the hands to heart, center. Malasana, yogi squat. We're just here for a couple rounds of breath. Press into the knees, soften into the hips. Gaze just down at the fingertips. Reach through the crown of the head. Take another breath in. And exhale, release the fingertips, hips high. Toes face back towards the top of your mat. Walk them in hips distance. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, left foot comes all the way back into that warrior two stance. Left foot all the way back, and inhale, rise up to stand. Open the chest. Sink the hips down. And then straight away, let's straighten that front leg. Reach the arm up and back. Take another deep breath in. And exhale, Trikonasana. Reach the fingertips forward. Find the block if you need it. We're hinging triangle. Length from tail to crown. Length from foot to foot. Tuck that right hip under. Maybe gaze at that top hand. Open the chest a little bit more here. Then inhale, rise up to stand using that top arm. Hands to hips, toes to the long side of our mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. This time our hands glide down the legs to the ankles or the shins and bend the elbows and forward fold. We're just here for 3 breaths. And then hands come underneath the shoulders. And then hands come all the way to the back of the mat. Skandasana on this side. So we're bending that back left knee. Toes point out. Right toes up to the sky. Hands to heart center. Or hands to earth. If you want to come into the twist, fingertips, left fingertips away. Right arm up to the sky. Option to bind here. Open the chest. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the mat. Walk it up to the top of your mat, taking warrior two with the feet and the legs. Down dog with the arms. So front heel to back arch alignment. That front knee is bent deeply. And then palms out into that down dog-like posture. Tucking that right hip under. Sinking into that right hip opening there. Pressing into that back left heel. Outer edge of the left foot. Take another breath in. Exhale fully. And then walk the hands to the inside of the foot. We'll take one more Malasana squat. Open the foot out, step up, and sink the hips. Hands to heart center here. Opening the hips wide. Take another deep breath in. And exhale slowly. Close the knees to land down. Replace the hands back behind you. Land down on your seat. We're going to take Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Reach the legs out long. If you want something for support underneath the sit bones, find some support. Reach the legs long. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, heart reaches forward and fold. Paschimottanasana, 10 breaths here. Really reaching for length and then giving into gravity, letting the back body soften. Just feeling this length we're creating in the spine throughout this practice of spinal twists and heart openers. Focus on ballooning the back body with each inhalation. Working to get those exhalations a little bit longer. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, gently rise up. If you have something underneath the seat, remove it. Plant the hands back behind you. And inhale, reach the arms forward, bending at the knees. Exhale, slowly make your way all the way down onto your back body. Coming all the way down. Hug the knees into the chest and rock side to side. We'll take one happy baby here. So grabbing onto the outer edges of the feet. Keeping the full length of the spine down on the earth and allowing yourself to perhaps rock from side to side. Just letting this practice work with your body. Next time you rock down onto the right, maybe reach the right leg out long. And then come back through center. Next time you come down onto the left, maybe reach that left leg out long. And then come back to center. Squeeze the knees into the chest. We're going to finish our practice with one supine twist on each side. So from here, shift the hips toward the right and drop the knees to stack on the left. Gaze toward the right palm, and the left hand can come onto the top knee for a little bit of leverage and support. And we're just here for 5 breaths. Softening the low belly, breathing into that space. Connecting back to your intention for being on your mat. Softening the muscles of your face. Take another breath in. Another breath out. And inhale back to center. Shift the hips to the left and rock the knees down to the right. Allow the gaze to drop toward the left hand and allow the right hand to hold onto the top of the knee, closing the eyes. 5 breaths here. Yearning to keep both shoulders down on the earth. Softening the low belly, letting the breath move into that space. Take another breath in and a full breath out. Chin glides back to center. Squeeze the knees into the chest and slowly release one leg out long and then the other, coming into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Palms face up. Let the feet splay open wide, taking up more space than you think you need. Allow yourself to melt the spine to the mat. Let's all take a deep breath in. Exhale out the mouth. We'll take 2 more breaths like that. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. And then let the breath do whatever it does naturally. Closing the eyes, softening, relaxing into your final rest. Slowly begin to invite deeper inhalations into your body. If you have more time at home to stay on your mat in Shavasana, please do so. Otherwise, if you're ready to move on with the rest of the day, slowly begin to invite deeper and deeper breath into the body. And allow those breaths to initiate some animation of the fingers and the toes, the hands and the feet. It's like you're exploring your body, reawakening, perhaps reaching the fingers up overhead and pointing the toes long, like a good full body stretch. Inhaling, reaching, and exhaling one knee into the chest at a time, Squeezing the knees in, rocking onto the right side into a fetal position, a state of connection and reintegration, slowly beginning to press up into your comfortable seat. Taking your time with the eyes closed, navigating the space around you. And then bringing the palms to heart center whenever you arrive. It's like you've caught a little firefly between the palms, just the perimeter of the hands are touching. And gently bow the chin in toward the chest, a gesture of gratitude. Notice how you feel in your body. Allow that to permeate through the rest of the evening and maybe the rest of the week. Find gratitude for this practice, for the teachings of yoga, for the privilege of having this experience in your life, perhaps on a regular basis. And then I'd like to close class with the sound of an Om. Please feel free to join in or just listen. If you'd like to join me, exhale your current breath out and inhale for Om. Namaste, thank you. Thank you. That was nice. It's a nice way to spend a rainy evening, right?